What's good, primos? Welcome to another episode of Kick La Familia Podcast with your favorite primo, Coach Fernz. Today we have one of my favorite primos in the building. This man is a culinary visionary, a musical composer, award-winning filmmaker, a sneaker enthusiast, world changer, podcast host, and an amazing human being and a blessing to everybody he's around. My brother, I like to call him EP the Great. EP, how you feeling, man?
I'm good, man. Hey, Coach, that was, again, you keep out doing yourself with these intros, bro.
Hey, man, this is what I do, brother.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I appreciate it, man. Glad to be here, man. Glad to be here.
Absolutely. You know, first of all, appreciate you for accepting the invitation, man. As soon as we talked about it, first of all, as soon as we did our first interview and I seen the sneakers in the background, I said, oh, yeah, I know where this is going.
Yeah, man. Hey, listen, when I saw that you was announcing it, and I was like, hey, wait, hey, did I get an invite? Because if I didn't, I might have to hit this brother up. Because yeah, man. I mean, there's a bunch of things that different people, collaborate on and on the same wavelength, and Kicks is one of those things, man. It's I was just having this conversation the other night on the podcast about the subliminal messages that are before there was social network, before there was any of this stuff.
Right.
You saw what it, you would look at Cat's Kicks or the hat they was wearing or the jacket they was wearing to know if you guys aligned on some things. And that was it was social currency at its finest.
That's it, man. And I appreciate you because you're a man of your word, you know. And I appreciate all that. So let's talk about where you from. And how is sneaker culture where you from your eyes?
Yes, sir. So I'm from the Bronx. This is not planned that I'm wearing a shirt, but I'm from the Bronx, and for me, my earliest recollections of flyness came from the sneaker world. So I remember wanting the first shoe that I ever really had a longing to want was a suede pair of Pumas.
Ooh.
And that was the quintessential b-boy shoe.
Okay.
And so a suede pair of Pumas, and it didn't matter what color, but I really, 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 really wanted them blue suede joints. And they had like a what I would call now Merlot, but it was like a maroon hued color, man, and they were just so dope to me. And so the cats that wore these, these were b-boys, cats would be breakdancing and things of that nature, and just to to have those along with a Kangol and a full denim Levi's denim suit, a full,
taking it back, man.
Jeans and the jacket, that's how I looked up to that. This was,
right. Right.
These were the things. It's pretty much, what what Lee had on in B Street. His whole the whole outfit.
Now, hold on.
Yeah.
You talk. You going back a little bit. Tell them what that is, just in case they don't know. What is it
man.
exactly?
So B Street is the quintessential. Again, that movie took place in the Bronx. It was as far as my recollection, the first movie that put hip hop culture on the big screen. And as far as the music, the dance, the vibe, the trying to encapsulate what the youth were doing, that movie did it. And I was a kid when that movie came out, but it resonated because that was real. This was what I saw outside. These are the people that you wanted to emulate and be a part of before they put a name or anything behind what it was. It's a feeling, and that feeling I felt was translated, correctly through that film.
It's always great to hear people's stories from the different eras because we'll get into it, matter of fact, because I got some questions anyway.
Okay.
So we're going. So I know you can cook, right? But is there any place you have to eat when you're in the Bronx? Like, is there any place you have to go to get this when you in NY?
Yeah, so I would like to say that my first, and I hope my mother doesn't. She'll watch this. But anyway, my first stops when I'm back home before I go to see my mom's, which is crazy.
Right. Of course.
is I gotta get me a slice, and really it's a pie,
Mhm.
you know. And that's typically speaking, I'm a fan of neighborhood pizza joints. So like
Okay.
so there's a difference, right? So there's so many different levels of pizza you can get in New York, right? So there's
Mhm.
the the neighborhood joint. Then you have your like even like the hood, I call it hood, like Brothers Pizza. It's a chain.
Mhm.
They're all through Manhattan. You know,
Yeah.
it's $2.50 for a slice and a soda.
Right.
Actually two slices in a soda. The price might be different now, but
Yeah.
that's like not the best pizza.
Right.
However, it's the best pizza outside of New York.
Right.
So
Right.
if you coming from somewhere else, it's so bomb.
Yeah.
It's such a definitely a eating experience. So that I got to get a beef patty and cocoa bread
Mm.
specifically. So my favorite place closed down is no longer.
What's that?
R.I.P. Yeah. Oh, there was a neighborhood spot on Baychester that was like somebody's grandmother was for sure in the
In the
back
back.
making the recipes, making the
Right.
oxtails for
Right.
sure. I mean, for sure. And it's no longer there. So that was that's heartbreaking. But I have to get the oxtails. Have
Okay.
to.
Okay.
I have to. And then I just got to go to a bodega and get all the snacks that I can't get nowhere else, like the butter crunch cookies and you
Oh
know.
man, don't say that.
You
Don't.
can't get them nowhere else, man.
Woo.
I order them,
Woo.
online. But outside of that, the snacks they're not created equal. I remember growing up, Chico stick. I didn't like the Chico stick because I'm not a fan of coconut flakes, and that's
Mhm.
all through it. But it's so for those who don't know what a Chico stick is. So imagine the inside of a Butterfinger,
Mhm.
mix it with shredded coconut. That's a Chico stick.
I don't do
So
coconut. Yo, I can't do shaved coconut, man. I don't know what it is,
don't like
man.
shaved coconut either. It's something about
Okay.
the textures of it. I can't do it. But
Okay.
in my later years, I have an affinity for nostalgia, right? So
Got
like
it.
I will power through it
Okay.
just to get that time back, that
I feel you.
mental picture back.
The
But yeah,
NY
so
back.
those are the things, man. I have to get the oxtails. I
Okay.
gotta get and while I'm getting oxtails, I gotta get a beef patty and cocoa bread, and I gotta get a slice of pizza and traditionally speaking, just from the neighborhood spots.
Okay.
Nothing crazy.
No, that's fair. That's fair. So for sneakers for a minute, we talk collections. I have 4 levels, right? It's the primos that's just getting started,
Hmm.
the 1 to 20s. That's like you have the primos that are building their collection. That's like the 20 to 50. You got the primos that been in the game for a bit. That's like 50 to 100. And then you got the primos that's like don't ask. That's the 100 plus. Which one you
And
fall into?
those numbers are representative of pairs.
Yeah, pair of sneakers.
Oh. What's the highest you said?
Don't ask.
Don't ask. Okay, and what's the range?
50, 100 plus.
Oh yeah. I'm that times like 10.
Oh man, woo!
And it's a problem. But here's the deal. It's not a problem. It could be so many. I just had this I have to have these monthly conversations with my wife about there's so many worse things. I mean, there's so many
Word.
worse things. So, all right, this is how I got started. I'm gonna keep it a buck. When I was a kid, and I'm sorry, when I got to working from paperboy days on through and I was getting paid weekly. All I spent my money on
Mhm.
was going out to the movies to eat. And I bought religiously a pair of kicks every single week. And
Okay.
I did that for 20 plus years.
Okay.
So you do the math.
Yeah, a fair
you,
investment.
do, you do, I
Very
have
fair investment, you know.
these right here. So as some people may call these the J kicks, right? So
Oh
as I
yeah.
do,
Oh yeah.
these are an original pair. This
Woo!
is not this is an original pair from '95.
Mm,
There's some yellowing, okay, that is, but it's a
that's how you could
pristine,
tell.
it's a pristine pair
Yes.
of these
Yes.
kicks, and that's just because, as you know, you have your favorites. Everybody has their favorites. There's some go tos
Right.
that I just love to wear, and actually, a good pair of kicks that look better worn than fresh, and that feel good. I mean, that's the holy grail. But my whole thing was I just wanted to acquire. I was that kid, man. I never when I first got hip to East Bay,
Oh yeah.
and I would go through. I'm getting these. I'm getting these. I'm getting these. I want those. I want. I had my list right, and I made a point when I finally got to a point to where I could, you know, fiscally do those things.
Yeah.
I was doing them, and I didn't care what I didn't care about nothing. I was doing them, and then as we get older, right, you attribute the feeling from said garment piece, in this case sneakers, the feeling that it evokes. So like for me, these are like wearable time capsules.
Yes.
Like I
Pieces of
can,
art, man.
yeah, they're literal pieces of art that can transform, at least me, transports me back to a time and space to where, I can tap into like at any given time, man. And so,
Yeah.
yeah, man, I'm, yeah, I'm that guy.
Yeah, and the beautiful thing about it is that everybody has their own different story for the same piece of art.
That's what's so fire about it. Like your experience is not my
Everybody.
experience.
Yep. And everybody
Everybody's
can create a
experience is
story.
different, but they're connected.
Yep.
Because at the end of the day, how this piece of art affected you is different than it affected me.
Yeah.
But here's the synonymous thing is that we both were affected.
Yes. And if you're not, I'm not gonna say if you're not part of sneaker culture, because I believe that everybody who has a pair of sneakers can be a part of it without even knowing it. Some people can recall stories about it and not know. You know what I'm saying? Like my pops could have a pair of New Balances or a pair, Clydes, and be like, "Yo, this is what happened around this time," and I'm like, "You don't even know what you're doing right now. You like you have no clue that you just immerse yourself in the culture that already exists that you don't even know about."
Yeah,
You know?
yeah. And it's prevalent. And
Yeah.
what I love about it so much is that this, I don't even want to call it a subgenre because we ain't hiding. We've been
Nah.
here.
Mm-mm.
We've been here and flag and let the flag fly very proudly. We it's a it is a definitely a love for the people in the art form of it all, but it's a mindset thing, and I was trying to explain this to somebody because I get outside people that don't get it, you know, they have it's a lot of slander. I got to deal with, right?
Yeah, yeah,
well,
yeah.
you only have 2 feet. Why you got so many? I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, that's fine.
Mhm.
That's fine. You have 2 eyes, right? You have a pair of eyes, but yet and still, you'll go to a museum and you'll try to gaze upon everything, right?
Yep,
It's
yep.
no different. It's the same as it's the only difference is that I have a physical, I can touch this.
Yeah.
And the fact of, yes, it's just a bunch of, if you strip it all down, a bunch of, a ton of materials and shapes that
Mhm.
may not mean something to someone else, but it
Right.
means something to me. And it means, and the people that I associate with, they understand it. We're speaking a language without speaking a language, without saying anything.
Yeah.
And that in itself is cool.
Yeah, and another thing is that you realize that when you have somebody who has similar taste and interests as you guys will attract each other, right? There's nothing even that needs to be said. Like when they start talking about when they do the things in the city where they had when everybody come together and they wear polo, they have something in Times Square. And then you see how many cats come out there. Why? These people already existed. All you did was put them together. You know what I'm
That's it.
saying? And that's
That's it.
it. And that comes with with people. They have something out here they doing this year maybe. That's a soul food fest or something like that.
Yeah.
All you're doing is attracting people who like soul food or want to taste soul food all together.
Right.
So it's the same thing with sneakers. We used to do this thing called Kick Check. And I used to pull out people. I used to theme it. And I'm probably gonna do it again soon, but I used to theme the color. And then we had a bunch of sneakerheads come out, and we all just took pictures and made videos, stuff like
Yeah,
that.
I peep the starfish
Yeah,
joint.
man. So
I peep the starfish. I peep the
yeah,
beef
man.
broccoli. I was,
Yeah, yeah.
I'm a fan.
Listen,
I'm a fan. I'm a
I
fan.
appreciate it, man. But it like it wasn't much I had to say. I'm like,
No.
yo, sneakerheads align.
Yeah, you listen. You threw up the bat signal. That's all it needed to hit.
man.
That was it.
Yeah, man. So you listen, man, I could talk sneakers all day, and we probably will. But even though that's a large part of why we're here, you have a lot of dope things going on. So please share with the familia some of the things that you've been working on, man, because it's a lot of great things. I want them to know and be able to look into it.
Yeah. First and foremost, one thing that I'm very intentional about is to be my 100% authentic self at all times.
Mhm.
And because I remember feeling like I had to kind of uh, mask or dumb down my, let's use the words that I was being told, urbanness. In
Mhm.
I mean, I was always the youngest in the darkest, and a lot of fine dining establishments in Midtown Manhattan and other places abroad. And there was a sense of, hip hop got a bad rap as far as being ghetto or these, any of that stuff. I'm a child of hip hop, man, and I'm a proud child of hip hop. I also was raised in kitchens.
Mhm.
So I tell people all the time that, hip hop and kitchens raised me. I have great parents, all that. But as far as the life skills and the social cues and all these things, I learned through those two mediums in a large scale.
Right.
So everything that I do it's all seamlessly woven in because it's just who I am. And this is not something I put on, right?
Yeah.
This is
Yeah.
something that's in me
Absolutely.
every day.
Mhm.
And so my three pillars are food, music, and culture.
Mhm.
And everything I do has those things attached. So I'm from the album that I put out during the 50th year hip hop, Day Zero. If you look on that look on that cover of the album, there's food, music, and culture. It doesn't say
Right.
it, but there's a knife, there's a mic, and there's a
Mhm.
book.
Yeah.
Food, music, and culture, right? So that album was my ode to the golden era of hip hop,
Mhm.
in my opinion, for the 50th. And of course, I wove in a lot of cooking and food references and things of that nature. My love letter to hip hop, so to speak. I have a film out right now that's actually in the film festival circuit called The Food That Fuels, which is about the how we as humans are attached to the land and the people who are, you know, taking care of the land and feeding our nation and
Right.
nations everywhere. Thought process behind, you know, food and where it truly comes from. So that's the one thing. I also have a podcast called Taste Music Hear Food
Oh yeah.
podcast
Let's
show.
talk about that.
So the Taste Music Hear Food podcast show is the place to be for food, music, and culture and how they all connect. So food and music are everywhere and they're always paired together, but never in an intentional way. So we've all been places where any restaurant you go to or any establishment that you usually walk into
Mhm.
has some sort of faint music in the background because things get weird when it gets quiet.
Right.
And if you go, it just does.
That's true.
It just
Eating in
does.
silence.
Yeah, it's crazy, right? And then there's always usually if you go to an event somewhere, there's usually some sort of morsel to for you to eat to keep you captive so
Mhm.
that you don't leave and go somewhere else.
Right.
What if that sound and that morsel of food was tied together in a seamless, intentional way? And
Mhm.
so my charge became about 5, 6 years ago to thread those lines in everything that I do. And so this podcast is a place where captains of industry, doesn't matter what industry it is, but mostly because they all are intertwined in some way. But be it chefs, be it writers, authors, artists of any way, it doesn't really matter.
Mhm.
But somebody that is a lightning rod in their prospective field,
Mhm.
we talk about what they do, why they do what they do, what are some of the challenges that they faced, how music has played a significant role into what they do.
Mhm.
And if they don't know the lines, I expose them for them.
Ooh.
And then we talk shop. We have a few segments. I have some segments every episode where it's lighthearted and some fun and we do some cool stuff. And then at the end of the day, we basically we give value. We basically have some conversations about who that person is behind what they do.
Mhm.
So we are not a monolithic people.
Right, that's true.
Somebody gets known for something, and that's all that the outside world sees, right?
Mhm.
With this podcast, I want to break down some of those barriers. I want people to be seen, as their multifaceted selves.
Right,
And usually through food, music, and culture, food and music are derived from culture, and they also can create culture.
right,
Those that I believe, food and music are two of the big four universal languages. No matter where you go, the fastest way to immerse yourself in any culture is through food and music. Doesn't matter where you are. It's a language we all speak. Outside of that, unfortunately, violence is one of those things as well, and unconditional love is the other one. So I'm just tying these things together in an intentional way, having conversations with some very interesting people in a manner in which, in a setting which is not as commonly thought about. And that's the Taste Music Here Food podcast. And this also derived from a blog that I had. So I had a blog, which again was just my love letter to hip hop
Mhm.
and to food. Thank you for allowing me to be who I am.
Yeah, yeah.
And then it kind of took off. And then the natural progression was a podcast. So that's where we are today with it.
You kinda just combed over the film festival stuff. I'm not gonna one thing I'm not gonna let you do, and you didn't diminish it, but one thing I'm not gonna let you do is just sweep your accomplishments under the rug. So,
Yeah.
you said it's an award-winning film?
It's an
Okay,
award-winning short film
okay.
that has been shown and screened in upwards of 20 countries thus far.
Okay.
Won a significant amount of awards. I think we're up to like 24
Yeah, we not
awards.
going you see what I'm saying? We not
Yeah.
gonna just you're not gonna just
Yeah.
mention something and then act like nothing happened once you did
I,
it. Because
I'm,
in the beginning we said culinary visionary. So I
yeah.
need them to understand, for those who may not know, I need them to understand who we talking to. We're not just talking to someone who just woke up one day and said, let me crack some eggs, you know what I'm saying? And because you can be a doctor today and not have your bachelor's. That's the way people
Yeah.
operate, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And no disrespect to anybody, but we're talking about somebody who's been submerged in the game. We're talking about, winning was it God's grocery games? Like there's you're not just you didn't just wake up and just say I want to be a chef.
Yeah.
Saying so,
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
fact, so let's talk, brother, because I yeah.
Now I appreciate that, man. Like I'm one of those. I'm a person that two things about me. I don't take myself too serious.
Mhm.
I'm a doer, right? I'm just a
Right,
doer,
right.
and I don't take the talents that God bestowed upon me lightly, and
Right.
so I'm just out here just trying to walk in my purpose on a
Mm.
daily basis, and so I don't spend a lot of time doing this. I just don't. I've just never been that guy,
That's
right?
cool.
So
I will though. So
yeah,
that's cool.
and
Listen, I want you to
I
remain here. I
appreciate
want you to remain humble, brother.
yeah,
Remain humble. I'm gonna do
I
it for
appreciate
you. You know what I'm saying?
I
Okay.
appreciate that. I
I just
appreciate
want to
and
know.
and I really appreciate it because that's what I do. That's what I do on my podcast. Creators are horrible self-promoters because they're so busy creating. And you
Yes,
don't have time. By the time you talk about all this good stuff, the opportunities have passed by and the next thought, you're on to the next thing. And so I I'm just a serial task completer. That's
I
if
love
I
it.
have I've been blessed enough, and I was taught at a very young age that whether you can or can't, if you believe it, you're right. Whichever
That's it.
one. And so I have ultimate blind faith in these thoughts and dreams and skill set that God has bestowed upon me. I'm just merely a vessel, right? But I have the responsibility to walk in that purpose. And when you're not doing that, you feel away. You feel off. We're not doing what you should be doing.
Mm-hmm.
And I know it takes time for some people to identify just what that thing is.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes the thing is not one thing. Sometimes
Yeah.
the thing is several things.
Yeah.
And in my case, I was always told to just stick to one thing. I was always told that. Oh, just do the cooking thing or do the music thing. Don't die. What do you? They're so different. Yeah, but then they're not. And just because
Yeah.
you can't doesn't mean I shouldn't.
Right.
And
Right.
so never let somebody put their limitations on your ceiling. And I don't believe in ceilings. I don't believe in the word no. I don't believe in the word can't. There's yes, you would you're gonna run into some adversity. You're going to hear some no's. That's fine. But no just means that the yes is coming. That
Yeah.
this means that this transaction or this connection wasn't meant to be, and you're making space for that dream or that perfect scenario.
Mm-hmm.
And so I take that. I I look forward to the no because that means I'm getting closer to the yes.
Yeah, man.
And
And
so,
anything before God's time is preparation, man.
absolutely,
You know.
absolutely. And so,
So
yes, sir. So
listen. Okay, I'm gonna let you.
that
I don't
no.
want to.
So that's me in a nutshell, man. So, I mean, I'm a firm believer in that everything happens the way it's supposed to, like everything. Like, and this what we're doing right now is a prime example of that. Is a prime example of that. How like-minded souls collide and connect on, and there's no space-time or anything that can stop that from happening. Like, it's when it's meant to be, it's meant to be.
Yeah.
And you're another one, man. I have to give you your flowers, brother. You have a passion for something and an affinity for something and definitely a skill set for something, and you are a master connector. Like you have this ability to 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 gather like minds
Yes, sir.
and for them to connect and commune and for fellowship, and it's a beautiful thing, man. It's a
Yeah.
beautiful thing.
Yeah. And the beauty of it is we both use what we've already been doing to connect. And I think some people look a little bit too far to
Hmm.
find, themselves. Like they're trying to look too deep within. I'm like, just be.
Yeah,
Some people can't be because there's so many years that they've been spent trying to do. And I'm like, yo, if you just take a moment just to become you,
yeah.
not the version that everybody wants you to be, but the version God created you to be, man, you'd be different, man. Like if you remove all the no's from everybody else and just compile the yeses from God, life would be a lot different, man.
Listen, remove all the no's from everybody else and compile the yeses from God.
That's it.
If that shouldn't be on a T-shirt.
Man, man. It's like if you hyper focused on what God gave you, like nobody says, hey, let's do a sneaker podcast. I'm okay with that. But everybody didn't go to FIT to study sneakers like I did. You know what I'm saying? So when they start talking vulcanization and the engineering process of putting a sneaker together, nobody cares. They just want to wear it. And I'm cool with that. But I can float in both spaces. You know what I'm saying? So I'm totally okay with someone not having my purpose, but I'm not okay with me not doing it.
Absolutely.
You know,
Wow.
man, I can stay on the food part all day, man. That film joint, because even when we were talking one more, and we're gonna get back to sneakers in just a minute, but
Yeah.
when you were breaking down, we were on a shout out to the Untherapy podcast and all the family over there.
Absolutely.
Um, we were talking about just the importance of the farm that you were doing the film on. So can you just briefly tell me why should we even care about the farms that are out there?
So farms. All right. This is simply put. There's everyone has to have sustenance. This is not a luxury. It's not. There are luxury items out there, and there's things people are there. People, most people's relationship with food is off, right? So when you have a I'll use what we're talking about right now. So people are more discerning with what company their shoes are made, who makes their shoes that they're putting on their feet, than where their food is coming from. I can't wear the Converse. I gotta have the Jordans, even though they're owned by the same company.
Yeah.
The materials are of the same quality.
Yeah.
But it's the perception of status that people are chasing.
Yeah.
Now, the body is a machine. This is the simplest way I can explain this. So it would be like you putting cheap Getty gas in a sports car and expecting it to run at an optimal level. People would look at you like, dude, you're supposed to put racing fuel in that car. Why are you, you use an 85 from Getty.
Yeah.
Like what, why you crazy? Yeah, well, you can't live off of Chico sticks in quarter waters either.
You're gonna try.
Yeah, and so a lot of places, specifically in a city, there's food deserts, right? Meaning there's no real connection within a 30 to 50-mile radius of fresh quality foods. There isn't.
Right.
And so the farm is the direct through line to health and wellness. And if we don't have a relationship with the people who are making that possible. So this is great timing because we were talking about with specifically with this regime that we have in office.
Great word.
And yeah. Yes, sir. And the immigration conversations and things of that nature, and just farming in general, specifically for a person of color, when the world shifted from slavery to sharecropping. And us as a people, we were in the farming business. That's what we did. And when we got to a point to where freedom was a thing, we no longer wanted to have any ties with how things were. So naturally, we moved from the country and from the farms to the inner cities to get away from what was. However, in this country, in any country, whoever controls the food controls the people. And the further we got from that, and the more and more we left the knowledge of how to work the land, which is why when we were talking about reparations, all we wanted was 40 acres and a mule, because with that, we can do everything we need. We can sustain ourselves.
Yeah.
And which is why that never happened, because a people that can sustain themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can't have that. We cannot have that.
Yeah.
So that's the most important part. I think having that healthy relationship with the land and with food, because everything starts from the land. Whether it be, and most people think, oh well, I'm not a vegetarian. Okay, well, here's the thing. Most of the animals that you eat, actually, almost all of them, a good 99.999% are. And so they're eating something. And again, let's take that machine method. If the food that you're eating are eating subpar items, then you are what you eat, right? And so and I'll use this example for like farm fish. There's and not to get all geeky, but there's things that are happening with our food supply that we really need to take a really hard look at things. Where on God's green earth would fresh wild salmon come in contact with corn? The answer is nowhere. So why is it in the feed for the farm fish? I can tell you why. One, it's readily available surplus crop that the government manufactures because it's GMO. And two, it fattens them up very quickly so they can go to slaughter. It also makes them sick because they cannot digest it. Same thing with corn. So right now, the big hot entire topics or words, buzzwords in the industry with beef is concerned is grass finished, grass fed.
Mhm.
Your image of a cow is where. When you think of a cow, what do you when you put the cow?
Around grass and green.
Around grass, right? You know why? Because that is where he belongs.
Right.
Right. And so so why we're feeding this cow again
What?
corn. Because again, it fattens them up faster for slaughter. It also makes them sick. So all of these things that we now, do you think they're just discarding these sickly cows? No.
Discarding is an interesting word, but
Well,
yes.
discarding meaning discarding
Yeah.
it means to not sell.
Oh,
They're
no,
not
they
doing
selling
that.
them.
Yeah.
drinks.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh
you
yeah.
better
Oh,
believe
oh.
it.
Yeah,
Oh, you better believe
you
they gonna
getting
get
these
this.
sick cows.
You gonna
You
get the
know why?
cow one
Because
way
the
or
sick
another.
cows don't talk. And it doesn't look
That's
sick.
it.
Right. So and then we're eating this stuff, and then
Yeah.
we're wondering why, the kids, the babies are overdeveloped at such a young age.
Mm.
They're all these different ailments are happening. There's ADHD and all kinds of stuff. I mean, there's a plethora of things that are happening now that never ever ever existed. And you know where else they don't exist? Everywhere else where there's that's outside the U.S. guidelines, because in a lot of countries, I'd say most countries outside of the US, there's a lot of things that are allowed here that are illegal food wise.
Yeah.
Food colorings, chemicals, all these things are illegal.
Wow.
And guess what? The same countries that produce those things here, they do business over there. They just make better products for them because they have to.
The
So
standard is different, man.
if you do better, you know better. So they won't do that here because it's obviously cheaper to produce here. And as long as they're allowed to, they're gonna, go through all the loopholes they can, because this is a capitalistic society. And we're not in the business of healing anybody. They're big pharma is about creating customers. And
Yeah.
I want to give you just enough so you can live so that I can have you as a customer.
Wow.
It's crazy.
They figure if you can survive the crack era, you be all right. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Yo, listen, do y'all see why I need to check out this brother podcast, man? Because y'all don't get all that information from me. I'm just going to tell y'all which store to go into to get whatever oxtails or whatever. This brother right here has the information that y'all need to be able to treat y'all babies a little differently, man. But you know what? Let's get back to sneakers, because I could stay there all day, man. They're going to be like, yo, I ain't hear nothing about sneakers
always
today.
have these conversations, man. We go down this rabbit hole.
You know what I'm saying? So let me ask you. Let's take it back a little bit.
Yep.
You're a freshman in high school, and you have the opportunity to go shopping, and you have an unlimited budget, absolutely no restrictions on what you can buy. Give me 2 kicks that you copping for your first day of school.
Freshman
in high school.
Okay. So we talking 1990, 89, 90.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll get some Jordan 1s, which at the time were $50. Go figure. Listen, listen, $49.97 to be exact.
Oh man, what a time!
If I would have knew.
Yeah.
If I would have only known, I mean, they wouldn't. They'd be all disintegrated right now. But anyway,
Yeah.
All right. So I'm copping. Ooh. All right. So Deodoras and Lottos were on hit at the time.
I don't know Lottos. What are those?
Okay, so Lottos was crazy dope. So Lotto was a shoe that the silhouette was in the dad shoe range, but the logo on the sides had removable colored patches that you could change. You could change the shoe.
I gotta check those out.
Super dope. Super dope. Lottos would, and so cats would snatch your patches, and it was, there was,
It was the time.
It was the time. Yeah, time was that.
Jan Sports,
So,
I understand.
yes, sir. Yes, sir. So there's that the Jordans at that time in the early 90s, that 1990 was the height as far as I'm concerned. As far as this is when you had to go stand in line at a Dr. J's. You had to you had to go to VIM. You had to wait. Like I wasn't of that. You couldn't hit the computer in your drawers at the house. No, you had to physically go somewhere and physically wait for your pair.
Yeah.
And that's what we did. So I have that level of commitment to being able to grasp something, which is why I have that. I still get that feeling every single time. So if I see something or once, there's a couple of holy grails out there that I still like from that era that I have to like when Dion re-released, I'm like, I remember those. I
don't talk about those, man.
You know what I'm saying? Like I remember that.
The Diamond Turfs?
Yeah. The Diamond Turfs was something special. That was a different thing. So
I don't like talking about those, man.
Yeah.
Because I had them and I didn't know what they were. Because like I was in 3rd grade. I was probably like 8 years old. I didn't know what my parents bought me. And when I was just wearing them to wear them, and then I started seeing everybody like, yo, you got the, and I'm like, huh? Like I'm 7, 8 years old. I ain't really.
Not even again. First off, your parents was mad cool. You know, like you don't know it, but
I don't think they know it either. I don't think they knew it either, man. They just was, I don't think they knew it either. And when I didn't understand it until the all black pair came out with the gold sides.
Oh,
and I was like, oh wait, I had those. The white and red, because I had the white, black, and red ones.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So okay, I was like, oh no. Now my feet outgrew it. Now.
Dude, I remember. I'm gonna show you how crazy. I remember having. I had a. I had a pair of Bugs Bunny 7s that got too small for me, and I'm like, I'm gonna suffer. Are we gonna have to tuck the toes or something?
You had that blood in the top of your toenail joint?
I'm like, I need to get.
We're gonna wear these joints.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to wear these. I don't know what it's. Yeah, man. There's something to be said. I felt that way about Barkley's too. So when Charles Barkley had, and I believe they were Air Maxes. That shoe, and on the bottom of it said not a role model.
Yeah,
but he was going through all this.
He definitely was.
Yeah, he was wilding. But those shoes, that was a popular shoe, but they didn't make as lot of them like in certain colorways as they did with other shoes. So the most common ones was this Phoenix Suns colorway. That's this white, purple, and orange joints. But then they put out like the reverse of that. So the black and purple, and it was limited orange in it, and it was suede. I'm like,
yeah,
man.
I had Barkleys. I used to like them from a distance.
Yeah, I've been clamoring to get my hands on. When they're going to retro those, they have to, and when they do, I'm in line.
Understood. Nah, it makes sense.
On the computer though. Now.
No, 1,000%. And I'm glad you brought up AJ1s, right? Because I got a few sneaker questions, more than a few, several, right?
Okay.
So this is a question. This is one of my favorite questions to all my sneakerheads. Which is the most iconic silhouette between the Jordan 1s, Chuck Taylors, Air Force 1s, and Adidas shell toes? The Jordan 1s, Chuck Taylors, Air Force 1s, and Adidas shell toes.
And in my humble opinion, to me, that's a tough one.
I know.
Because my heart of hearts, I want to say the AJ1, but
not gonna happen.
Because I'm also a hip hop kid. The shell toe to me was the first shoe. So Run DMC was the first rock star pitchman.
Right. Yeah.
Like of a culture to where. So what that was, and then you got the Chuck Taylor. To me, it's the most iconic. It's the most iconic. It is the most iconic. Years, listen, cats hooped the nose. I gotta respect that. Yep. Anybody who ever put a pair on.
Yeah, bro, the old one.
You gotta respect that.
Before Nike brought them. Oh my gosh, I made a mistake one time. Worst mistake of my life.
That is a different. So if I gotta say the Chuck Taylors by far is the most iconic. That if you know what those are without even.
Yep, and your grandma know. That's how I judge it. Yeah. I judge it by not just what I like, but my pops, my moms, his moms, his mom's moms. They all have experienced that.
And it was the first shoe that was duplicated. So they used to have a shoe called the PF Flyer.
Oh, I love those too. I got to.
Okay. So the PF Flyer was a knock on
Yeah.
the Chuck Taylor.
Yeah.
And so, and then there's been a numerous amount of shoes that copied that, just like the AJ1, just like the AJ1 now. But that was then, so that's been happening.
They legally did it though. Like a
Yes.
lot of those niggas legally, like some people doing the AJ1 that's not supposed to be doing the AJ1.
Yes.
And they got cease and desist because they did the AJ1. But people have been doing, I see Dior, I see all type of, and I'm like, yo, that's just nothing but the silhouette of a Chuck T.
No way around it. And there's a reason why Nike purchased Converse.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
There's a reason why it ain't for the Dennis Robbins.
Nah.
or the Dwayne Wade's, the first Dwayne Wade. It wasn't for those.
Yeah.
It's because the that shoe, that silhouette, everything about that just screams. It's just so much culture, so much reverence for that shoe.
Yeah.
I of those, so I'll probably have easily 30 pairs of those. Different colors. So, it's such a dope shoe. And that's a shoe that looks better the more it's worn.
Yeah.
I don't know any other shoe that you can't say that with. Like, I mean, me personally, I get a brand new pair of Air Force Ones, or as we call them, Uptowns, every year, because once you get a couple creases or anything, even with the protectors, they're not, it's like a fresh white tee for me. Like, it ain't, if it's not fresh and white, I don't want it.
That's cultural though.
Because the Chuck Taylors though, they are better. They are better the more worn they are.
Yeah.
It's like a Levi's jacket or a baseball mitt. You got to break that thing in. You gotta
the Chuck, like when you really break a Chuck in, and people be like, yo, they so uncomfortable. I'm like, bro, have you had a Chuck Taylor within the last 20 years?
Yeah.
Within the last 20 years, they've changed. If you're talking about from the 80s, 90s, 1,000%. If you've gotten Chuck Taylor since Nike bought them and put that Zoom technology in them, way different. It's a way different sneaker. Way different sneakers.
Yeah.
Nah, sure. Okay. So we going, Chuck Taylor. I love it. So which sneaker brand was more influential to sneaker culture? Was it Nike or Adidas?
I gotta say Adidas.
Okay.
So as far as the birth of it. So right, as far as the juggernaut that it become, Nike is by far. I mean, it's. I definitely have more Nike than anything else.
Okay.
By a landslide.
1,000%.
But as far as there wouldn't be a sneaker culture to do that without Adidas. Adidas set the groundwork for what we know as sneaker culture. They had the foresight to grab some rappers because they were doing it anyway. Like, look, we in here. We ran these show toes with no socks, which means they was 2 sizes too small. That's what I know. If anybody put on the right size shell toes and took the laces out, them bad boys is falling off. So,
right.
So they're at least 1 size smaller, a half size. I'll give you that. But and then with the fat laces, they didn't come like that. We did that. We did that. So much so now, the shoes right now come with you can get fat laces. They come stocked with them. So I believe as far as pushing the culture to where it was, Adidas did that, and then Nike took it and ran with it. Literally.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So I love. Okay. Good. Okay. Listen, I can't argue, man, because there's some history lessons in there. Okay. So which brand to you is making a bigger splash, Saucony or New Balance? It's a rough one.
That's a super rough one. So Saucony for long, as far as big brands, is the only U.S. brand made in the United States. Most people don't know that. I'm a fan of Saucony though. Like, as far as so most people don't know the difference, right? So that's the other crazy thing. Yeah. So I know a lot of cats that they get those mixed up all the time. Like, nah, bro, that's a different shoe.
Yeah.
Whole nother shoe.
Yeah.
I give tons of credit to Saucony for like the massive amounts of colorways, bro. Like they so if you look, and I'm a firm believer in the big companies know too. So a lot of the colorways of some of these most iconic shoes came from colorways from Saucony.
Yeah. They took a lot of risk, especially
They took
they
a
made a lot
lot
of
of risk, man. The
food
first shoe
inspired
I saw
sneakers.
first shoe I saw with pink and brown and white, like the Bakers, like Nike, the Saucony was doing that.
Yeah.
Was doing that. So I'm gonna say because in specifically they get no they ain't advertising nowhere. I'm going with Saucony because they're like this it's a sneakerhead shoe.
Yes.
Because if you gotta be in to know
You got to be
what's
in the
what.
loop. You got to be in the loop.
To know because they got maybe a couple page ads in a magazine, but when's the last time you seen a Saucony commercial?
Nah. J-Tips, J-Tips kind
Jay's
of just
different. That's different.
yeah. That's about when they started like, let's put a little money behind a little advertisement here and there.
And smart and very smart.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But even that on the level of that's geared towards the sneakerhead. That's not geared. That's not for the everyday common person.
Yeah. Okay, I love it, man. Look. You can't go wrong either way. You know what I'm saying?
No.
But nah, that's some good stuff, right? Okay. So your most underrated sneaker of all time. What's the most underrated sneaker for you?
Most underrated sneaker, ASIC gels.
Okay.
Because I believe that not only was it a comfortable shoe, mad colorways. It was one of those shoes that was super slept on, but it wasn't until Japanese denim took off, and then you had the Onisha Tiger Run, which is the same shoe, by the way.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's when it's the same shoe. It's the same, that to me, I think is super duper slept on. And then another one of those sneaker brands that if you're not in, you're not in. You don't know, you don't know.
Yeah.
It's not.
ASICs be trying. Like they could be with Saucony and New Balance are, but it's something about their logo that just overtakes the sneaker as well. It's not as just simple as
yeah. It is a little much. It is a little much, and I'm one of those guys. I know you are. I know you do this too. Like I'll stare at it, right? And and I'm like, it's busy. It's busy.
I like it, but it just like it's too many lines that got to do this.
It's crossing.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't mind it, but there's no way to like simplify that, right? That I've seen thus far.
I'm trying to have a pair of them right here. So, I do. I get these every year. So every year they put out an Onisha exclusive, and I think there's only 3 stores. So New York, Beverly Hills, and I think they got one in I think London. Or Japan. I'm lying. So speaking of the crazy, and every time I think the same thing. I think the same thing. It's like part Puma right here.
Part Adidas, like one stripe from Adidas. Like it's just like it's difficult to like, and don't get me wrong, I love ASICs. I got a nice few pair of those, but it's like when I go get like if you wanted to get different colors and you wanted to like switch them up, and it's like it all ends up being the same sneaker. Like no matter what, it's like, and I understand somebody say, "Well, the AJ1 is different."
It's not the same.
Different.
Don't even go there. Yeah,
exactly. Watch your mouth, right? Watch your voice. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All right. So, all right. I'm a rapid fire you some questions, right? Okay. Both these sneakers in their prime. Pennies or Jordans?
Woo! I'm going pennies.
Ooh, I love it. Okay. Diamond Turfs or Griffies?
Ooh. Diamond Turfs.
Okay.
Diamond Turfs.
Air Max 1 or Air Max 95s?
Dang.
I know.
That's the brutal one. That's a brutal one.
I know.
But I'm going Air Max 1 because of, to me, it's still probably the most comfortable shoe.
Okay. All right. Nice. AJ1s or Dunks?
AJ1s.
Ooh.
AJ1s. And AJ1s. It's like, so I love Dunks. I do. There's just something about the AJ1 for me. So the Dunk's a little chunky on the heel.
Okay.
And me personally, I always, my jeans and everything's on top. So I don't want to put them over. I'm going AJ1s.
Okay. All right, cool. Your favorite sneaker of all time?
My favorite sneaker of all time. That's another tough one. But I'm going to go with 11s.
Ooh, Jordan 11?
Jordan 11 to me is my favorite Jordan silhouette.
Okay.
Outside of obviously the ones, but that was the shoe when that black and white joint came out. That was like, whoa, wait, first off, what is that?
Yeah.
Why is it shiny? It was like, it looked like church shoes, but not. You know,
Yeah.
But yeah, that was like the holy grail for me, man. And I had to have them. I had to have them. Yeah, Jordan 11.
Okay, cool. So the reverse. Your greatest sneaker L of all time. Sneakers that you wanted, but you never were able to get them.
You know, I never got those suede Pumas, bro.
The ones you mentioned in the
The
beginning?
ones I want, the blue ones, I've had suede. I've never gotten that colorway. So it was the cream and blue. So the blue suede, but the Puma logo was cream, and the bottom was cream. I haven't seen that. Like if I see it, I would grab those in a heartbeat. I was not able to grab those, and those Barclays showed out those black joints with the purple. Those I never had those. But when they do, if they should so happen to come out, the boys, my fiscal situation is a little different. I'm gonna get them shoes. Like, I'm gonna get them shoes.
I love it. I love it. Okay, so if you had a Mount Rushmore sneakers, the top 4, what sneakers are on your Mount Rushmore?
What sneakers are on the Mount Rushmore? So I'm gonna go with the Chuck T's.
Okay.
I'm going Jordan 1.
Okay.
I'm gonna say, yeah, I'm gonna go Shell Toe Adidas.
Okay.
And then I would say, so Reebok to me was so the whole AI moment, the AI shot took Reebok somewhere to another level.
Yeah.
That era for me for Reebok was dope. Like, and then the D Brown with the pumps and all of that. And I mean the black tops they were called.
Man,
That was
a
a moment in time right there. That was so.
man.
Before then, I had never ever even thought about Reebok. It was never there was never a thing. Like, I mean, the girls did though. 5411s. That was a girl.
5411s, yeah.
The classics, yes, I could rock the classics. But
Yeah.
as far as like when we got to a point to where we was wearing hoop shoes, like as lifestyle shoes,
Yeah.
it was if you can name me a hoop shoe before the black tops,
No, not a chance.
let me know, please.
I was too young. I was for sure too young. I don't know what I was playing basketball in back then. I had the Pippins. Matter of fact, how far back is the black tops? That's
the black tops. So that's D
94?
Brown. So that's D Brown would be 92, 93.
Yeah, I wasn't playing basketball back then, so I ain't got nothing to say.
Yeah. I can't even think of a shoe.
Yeah.
I mean, because you had that. So that time frame, that was Grandmama Day. So that was Converse.
Oh, well, Jamal Mashburn.
Jamal Mashburn. That's a Nike.
So later.
Yeah, that's it. That wasn't Reebok.
They didn't have Converse. Jamal Mashburn didn't have Converse. A pair of Converse.
He started with Converse and he ended up with Nike.
Okay, I remember the Converse joints. Yeah.
So there wasn't. I can't think of
weapons. A lot of people wore weapons though for some reason.
So the Converse weapons was something else, bro.
Yeah.
So that was the weapon. Those. So that was the shoe of choice for Bird, Magic, and everybody else in the league. So Nike was an infant. It wasn't even a thought.
Yeah.
That was if you wasn't wearing Converse or Adidas, you wasn't wearing shoes. So like not in the hoop. Like that was everything. So that was, again, if you look at the weapons, the Jordan 1 is the.
I understand. Let me say what I was saying. You know what I'm saying?
It's
everything has a mother.
See where the inspiration came from.
Listen, everything has a mother outside of God. You know.
Absolutely. And it just so happens that the Jordan 1 kind of took over, so that most people think sort of like the Oreo. So everybody knows Oreos, right? Yeah, that's not the first chocolate sandwich cookie. The one that started it all was a cookie named Hydrox. Remember Hydrox? Everybody thought the Hydrox was the copycat of the Oreo. No, the other way around. Hydrox came first.
Yeah, that's like Ralph Lauren. Like everybody thought Ralph Lauren came before, U.S. Polo Association, but it
Absolutely
was
not.
Different conversation.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
But it just goes to show you how if you're consistent about what you do, everybody else can look like they came from you.
Mm-hmm.
And then USPS is like, well, hold on a second. We was around. It's like, it don't matter.
It don't matter now.
Y'all catered to the actual sport. They catered to everybody outside the sport.
Absolutely.
So by the time we see it was the inverse effect.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, okay. All right. I'm loving this. All right, cool. Top 5 sneakers in your collection.
Ooh.
No specific order.
No specific order. I got some shoes, man. I got some shoes. I am a proud owner of Kanye Nike ones, Platinum Wolf. I have those and the Red Octobers. I have both of those. Those are in storage. I got both of those shoes. Yeah. I got those shoes. I just recopped these. This again is
Red Octobers, golly.
I just recopped these because this shoe here.
Oh, I just looked at those the other day.
These shoe here, specifically in this colorway, I stood in line for almost a day trying to get these. And then when this dropped, so this by far is my favorite Reebok shoe outside of the answers or the questions, which not.
Yeah.
But I bought this along with the Orlando Magic warm-up jersey. Which, by the way, the colors don't match. The blue was never the same as the Orlando Magic blue. It wasn't. So I guess anyway. Just
wear proud. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, whatever. You know it belongs.
You know what I'm saying?
So that foam posits, my foam posit Weathermans. I love those shoes.
Okay.
And want to say, you ever had a pair of Patrick Ewings?
Bro, I just copped a pair of Patrick Ewings within the last 3 months. One of the most comfortable sneakers.
Bro, listen. So I got a pair of ODB, Old Dirty Bastard.
Yes.
Patrick Ewings.
Man, people, I ain't gonna lie. For years, I thought the Ewings were so heavy and clunky. Those are some of the softest sole shoes in the world, man.
Listen, the materials, everything about the shoe.
It's a beautiful sneaker, man.
Is there. Now, you see this, and most people would say that that came from the 7. Yeah.
Well,
other way around.
Yeah, listen, I didn't know he was one of the first to have his own independent sneaker brand.
Oh, independent, yes. And it made,
I was like,
made hundreds of millions of dollars. And and nobody ever talked about it.
Yeah, and the sneaker, like I said, if you look at the sneaker, you like, that like a heavy sneaker. Man, I put that sneaker on, because I bought it online. Yeah. And it was a simple pair, and I was like, oh, these are smooth. And I put them joints on, I was like, oh.
I had, like, in his height, when it was, again, I was a diehard Knicks fan. Mm-hmm. So I had the first ones that came out. When they came out, there was the tall ones. I think it was called 33 highs or high 33.
Yeah, I know you're talking about. Mm-hmm.
And they had a basketball little keychain thing.
They still do those. They still put those on them.
Okay, yeah. So I had those. I had like 4 or 5 pair of Ewings when they came. I mean, it was, to me, at that point in time, it was like you had LA Gears, right? So you had a couple offshoots and those LA.
I had LA Lights, man.
Hey, listen,
I bought LA Lights recently, man.
That was a dope shoe.
Yeah, until I wanted to cut it off. Like, I went all the way uptown with that joint, and I was just stepping. I'm like, it was nighttime. I'm like, bro, is there any way to cut this off?
Nah, it's either on or off. It's on
I was like, because I went to a 90s spot. This is back, and shout out to Pinky Cole. But back in the day, Pinky Cole used to have, she used to do parties, and I went to a party uptown she had, and it was a 90s themed party. It was like one of them little joints where it was like that college scene type joints. And I went up there, and my feet was lit up. I was like, oh, come on. Like, it was cute the first 6 steps. And then it was like, after that, man, could I get this joint to cut off, man?
Yeah.
The whole
joint. The whole joint. Man. I'm gonna give an honorable mention to Sia. somewhere in America. It's a black owned
Oh, we know who that is,
company.
brother.
You know, a
Shout
lot
out
of
to
people don't.
shout out to
A
Devin
lot of
Carter,
people.
man.
And listen, I love brother stuff. I love the way um he's speaking to the sneaker culture, because when he has a release, he releases garments that are purposely made to go with every shoe. And so that to me is so dope. And they're quality made shoes and they feel really great. Really, really, really great.
Yeah,
Really
he's a
great.
designer, man.
Yes,
He ain't from
yes,
New
sir.
York. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
and he from New York. Exactly. He gets busy. And I got my guy from across the pond, man. I got a joint. So Forbidden Objects. He got his first debut shoe that he put out. Is a dope one. Is a dope one. There's some cats out there, man. And you know, as far as you being so deeply into like the design of the shoe and knowing the ins and outs, you know, you can look at a shoe, especially if you got it in your hand, and tell what went into that and how much intricacy is in the actual design of a shoe. So I know you have a deeper appreciation for that on a whole scale. So yeah, man. I mean, there's some dope stuff happening though.
No, for sure. So yo, shout out to Saya, man.
Yeah,
Man,
Saya.
America. That's he probably got a good 10 G's from me over the years, man.
Listen,
every Saturday I was like, oh,
every single listen, yeah, he ain't, I posted something on his page. I was like, man, I'm just gonna have to start getting my checks over to you, bro. I
yeah,
mean,
bro.
just send me whatever's left. Send me whatever.
I had to really go on a sabbatical because of him. Because I looked up one day and I'm like, why my account so low? I looked in my closet and I seen all them vultures in my closet. I said,
all the vultures that get you every time.
Yo, listen, the vultures, it just get picking away, man. I was like, oh man, they got me, man.
Get you every time.
Nah, man. So 2 more questions, right?
Yep, shoot.
Biggest sneaker flop for you of all time. Now, this is a sneaker that everyone loves, but you hate it or you can't stand it.
What's the sneaker that everybody loves that I just can't stand? All right, I remember. So, and I have an affinity for them now, just because when the Huarache came out, the basketball shoe.
Oh yeah. First one or second one?
Yes, the first one.
Okay.
Everybody loved it. Everybody loved that. I just didn't see the allure. I'm like,
I didn't even.
I just didn't. I'm like,
space on the side, everything.
I couldn't get with it.
Yeah, I get it. I understand. To this day, I still can't do it. I can do a low, like is a one or two low tops, maybe one or two low tops.
Yes. Those I can do.
Them highs, bro.
Couldn't do them, man. Couldn't do them.
Understood. For me, it was the 95s. I couldn't do MX 95s. Like the way they looked on my feet, like they look like a dope shoe from afar.
Yes.
There's something about when I put them on, I was like,
yeah. They kind of. I mean, to this day. I mean, the violet, purple, black, and white combo was dope on the shelf.
Oh yeah, on the shelf.
Oh, it rocks the shelf. Like, but that's why I'm gonna go MX ones over the MX 95. So
okay, nah, fair.
All day.
1,000%. Last but not least, I need to know a pair of sneakers that you discarded, but you wish you had a fresh pair of those today. Like you outgrew them, or you had to throw them away for whatever the reason, but you wish that you had a pair of those today.
I would say there's so many. I mean, all right, the day I had a pair of flu games, the day I had to throw those joints away because I split them at the seams, man. I was doing everything in them damn shoes. I know I shouldn't have been. I was hooping in them. I did everything. I'm like this, but I threw them joints away, and I wish I had them, not even to wear them. Like just I'll put them in a case. Like look, this.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah, just one of those.
I wish I could have had them bad boys back. That was that and my very first pair of threes.
Okay.
Just because of what it makes. Like I went through hell and high water to get them shoes. And I wish I had those shoes. Like I saved up a lot of bread to get these shoes. Like it is. I wish. How about you for your what's the shoe that you let get away or throw away and wish you had?
I still have them, but they in the worst condition ever. Like, there's a hole in the front of them joints. It was a Bodega and Saucony collab, probably like 2014. And man, it's like it was like a hunter green with pink polka dots. It was a beautiful sneaker, man. And the cream bottom with the like black writing on it. I didn't know what I had until years later. And I looked up and I was like, oh, but I was wearing them joints every day like a regular sneaker. Cause they were so comfortable and they were just like when you tie them, it was like the laces don't move. It was like one of those type of sneakers, man. And but it's the Saucony. I think it was Saucony. Yep, it was a Saucony and Bodega collab. And man, years later, I tried to go online and look for them joints.
Oh, you can't find them nowhere.
Oh, you can forget it.
Yeah,
it's a 10-year-old sneaker, so they was like, but they at my mom's crib, but I just like they got dust all over them. Like if I could find somebody to restore them properly,
yeah, you got to be somebody out there.
yeah,
Hey, if any of y'all out there, y'all restore sneakers to like in a pristine order, holla at my guy. You got some joints you need to bring back to life.
Yeah, but only do people you know, man. Because when people hear that you desperate, they like, oh, I got you good price.
I can do it for you. I can do it.
I can do it for you. Whole different sneaker when I come back, man.
Absolutely. That's crazy.
They gonna jig me. Listen, man. They gonna catch me slipping. They go, oh, I got you, bro. Don't worry about it. Trust me, bro. Trust me, bro. I got you.
That's
Listen,
funny.
Appreciate you for rocking out with me, man.
Oh,
please
sure,
tell
man.
the people where they can find you.
Yeah, man. You can find me on official Ed Porter on all socials, and again for the podcast at TMHF Podcast Show, again on all platforms. Also on my website, officialedporter.com, as well as TMHF. Actually, no, Taste Music Here Food. Period. TasteMusicHereFood.com. Yeah, I have the other one too, but we went simple. TasteMusicHereFood.com. That's where you can find it.
That's it, man. Listen, appreciate you for rocking out with us, man. This is my brother, an amazing person, man. Check out his podcast. Check him out. Check his socials, man. Always pushing somebody else. We appreciate all y'all primos for rocking out with us. Listen, like, share, subscribe, man. Like, share, subscribe. This is the Kick La Familia Podcast with yours truly, Coach Fernz, my boy EP the Great, and we out.